fucking... What? No!
Hello there. Anyway, yeah. Like I said, Shen, I've just forgotten to do things. For example, I completely forgot to, even change that too. I completely forgot to change the ending, for example. But then again, that's probably good, because it's not entirely what I want it to be yet. But it will be eventually. Especially when I get all the things I can for the costume thing. That'd be nice. But I'm kind of guessing that one part is maybe stuck in the Suez Canal right now, so that's a possibility. Anyway, welcome everyone. Today we'll hopefully, get out of
I'm not entirely sure.
That would be nice. That would actually be very, very nice. I was told that I need to now leave the area, but not to the map, but instead back to Britain, and then go back there, I guess. I already kind of sort of guess what I'm gonna have to do things with. I'm not entirely sure how, but we'll find out eventually. Yeah, well, we do have 2 saves there now, specifically for problems. But anyway, there's Druids, there's pizza. So, let's get into it. Main screen, turn on. Also, by the way, because Mystery of the Druids requires so much weirdness to actually get to function, I don't think we'll have a I don't think we'll have House Flipper or My Summer Car before we're done with this, because I had to do so much fucking tweaking to get this to show, and I don't want to mess with it. Pretty much, yeah, Shen. So, what I know now is we need a cat. Problem, I've never seen a cat. And it's not going to be easy because this is a point-and-click game. So, we have a save here. Now let's...
Monsieur le Capitaine?
What can I do for you?
if we can go back to Portsmouth.
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
And then come...
In 2 hours.
And then
Are you
come
coming?
back.
Yes.
Then come aboard.
And see if there will be a teensy-weensy kitty cat that we can then abuse. Past 2 days have been very frustrating. Very sorry to hear that, Jonathan. You'll know kitty cat. Kitty cat! Hopefully we'll be
Monsieur
able
le
to solve
Capitaine,
this thing.
What can I
because
do for you?
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours.
it's not nice.
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Right, so what should we do? Let's go complain to our floating buddy. Where was he again? Actually, this is a good idea. Let's just photocopy our face. That's a good reason to go back to London. And then go back to France. And now we've done something. Whatever floats his boat, I think it's buoyancy, Shan. That tends to float boats. Well, now Shan, if you have a solution, now is not the time to be vague, because I want to get through this or I'm actually seriously going to quit the game. Because I don't want to be stuck here for 3 hours. And if the game is such that it will not let me proceed, I'm just gonna uninstall it and play something else. Because getting frustrated by not being able to advance is not... That's not why I play games.
Monsieur le Capitaine?
Because
What
I
can I do for
tried
you?
to look into it myself, Shan, but I couldn't find anything about soft locks.
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Yeah, buoyancy in proper hull form. Exactly, Cthulhu. Because I can deal with weird game design, but I
Good day
cannot
to you, Mr.
deal
Blake.
with
I'm back.
Ah, Mr. Halligan. You
poorly
don't sound too
programmed
cheerful.
game design. You upgraded the motherboard to the MSC MEG Z490 Godlike. That's a very godlike name, at least. And i9 10850K, completely built the PC, then realized you don't have enough power connectors with your current power supply. Your old board required one power connector and one 24-pin. This one requires two 8-pins, one 6-pin, and a 24-pin. So you're missing one thing to get things working. That's always nice.
I take it your search was not successful?
I went to Carmore, but I didn't find the amulet.
Oh. Did you search everywhere for it?
Well, I did the best I
Didn't
could.
leave the harbour.
That one-horse town really was the most godforsaken place I've ever seen. And now I'm just tired out.
Tell me what happened while you were over there.
I spoke to the
I spoke
ferry's
to the
captain.
ferry's captain.
Uh-huh. What for?
He's from that area. He told me a few things about the Lord of the Castle. It seems you were right with your suspicions about the Druids. The captain said that the Lord of the Castle of Carmore was a descendant of a family charged with safekeeping the amulet by a group of British Druids.
That's very interesting, Mr. Halligan. It fits in with the text on the megalith. British Druids moved to France after the ritual. They took the amulet with them and gave it to this family for safekeeping. A few generations later, it fell into the evil lord's hands. Please, continue.
The Lord was obviously the black sheep of the family. He was cruel
Okay.
and unjust and spread fear throughout the entire province. The official version is that he died when the Inquisition hit France.
What do you mean the official version?
That's what I asked the captain. He told me that the Lord had actually died as the result of a curse.
A curse?
Yes. A salt cellar he treated badly threw salt on his castle. It collapsed and buried him.
Very interesting, Mr. Halligan. I've heard of such a curse before in an old Breton legend. So the Lord died due to a druid's curse. Who knows? Maybe the amulet was buried with him.
You're missing the 8 and 6 pins. Yeah, well, hopefully you'll be able to get a PSU that's compatible as soon as possible. Absolutely skinned as you put the retard font temp helping you to get one that'll work. Yeah, that's gonna make the situation even worse. Spend a lot of money, don't have enough more, and you're missing a vital component. That's not a nice situation to be in. So, you mean I have no choice but to continue
You mean
looking
I have
for
no
it?
choice but to continue looking for it?
That is my opinion.
Okay, Mr. Blake. I'd better get going then.
Good luck, Detective Halligan.
Thank you. I'll be needing it.
I like how he's just, quickly going back to, well, okay. It's kind of like, when I posted the Nightmare City on Discord, the movie. And I time-stamped one of the times when I posted it when there was, after they had killed a zombified priest, and the leading lady was very distraught, and the lead character is then somewhat, agitated, just forget about the priest. And the lady says, oh, okay, I'll forget about it all. And then just moving on. That's the kind of reaction here. Get money in a week, but that's 7 days worth anything but your mobile. And you don't have the old ones anymore. That's not fun. Well, still no cats.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I don't know. I'm...
I'd like to...
Have you spoken?
Yes, I'd like...
What?
I like it.
I don't
Yes,
know with
no.
the fishing rod. What are you planning to catch?
You expect,
Of course. I they fell.
and now that is it.
Don't you be
Now
ask
you're telling me the fishing story.
I have...
Thank
Like
you.
with your fishing, I wanna
Yes?
get him to talk about the cat again. I think
I'd
it was
like-
something
have
about the
you
captain.
Yes, I have... Can you read?
Well, 50.
He said...
I don't. You'll have.
And then a
Is he
friend, of yours.
Yes.
And you get...
If any, the only.
The captain...
Yes.
You don't...
I hate. I've told him.
Okay.
No problem.
There's a fucking cat, and now it's gone. I seriously hate this game right now. Yes, because this is not fun. Well, that doesn't help because the cat doesn't appear, Shan. Or it did appear, but then it just went away again. Because I saw it like for 2 fucking seconds. Ah, God. There's the fucking piece of shit. Finally, we can continue with the game. Thank fuck. Ah. I must save the game. No, that's not fun, puzzle. That wasted so much of our time. Now have a cat. Successful.
There. Did you see that? Did you see that? It's that damn cat again. She's knocked all my bait in the water. That's the 3rd time this week.
Calm down. You You can always get some new baits.
What about my fishing tackle? What about my telescope ultralight 47 for 800 francs? I can't leave it here unguarded. It could be stolen. I'll have to take everything with me, just because of that damned cat.
Don't worry, Pierre. I'll keep an eye on
I'll
your
steal
things.
your things.
Would you?
Of course. No problem.
Thank you, my friend. Then I'll go right now.
God, his knees are worse than mine. All right. At least some parts are less obscure and weird. Well, that happened because of a cat. The cat either hates you or you're an idiot. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe both. There. Now we have salt. And now let's go to Schloss von Kamos.
This must be the castle. Or rather what's left of it. Pretty creepy.
What's the damage for? Salt.
The ceiling of the tower has caved in.
Well, let's go look in there. Go in there? No. I'm happy to hear that at least part of annoying shit is done. Now comes the let's look for hotspots. No, that was anything but enjoyable. Not only do you have a relatively obscure solution, but to top that off, it's bugged. That's not good. Really see any hotspots here? Because like I said, annoying parts are all fine, because that whole cat thing would have been just fine if I could have moved somewhere. But being told that I can't even go anywhere because I'll make sure that I can never solve the thing. That's the kind of shit that annoys me. Can't find any hotspots here. Here, the only thing I could look...
The ceiling of the tower has caved in.
Ceiling of the tower has caved in.
The ceiling of the tower has caved in. That won't help either. This doesn't need salting.
But at least now we're back into trying to figure things out.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
There's another place where I can go.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed. A tower? This castle must have been a real fortress before it collapsed.
What's this place?
It's
Graveyard.
locked. An iron gate.
A locked iron gate. I wonder if we can find a key from somewhere.
I'd rather think about it again. It's locked.
Wonder who would have the key to this place. What if I'll throw salt
That's
at it?
futile as well.
Okay, fine. I had to try. Frost has fallen from there. So maybe somebody back in the town would know where to get a key. I kinda doubt the key to that is gonna be found in London. So I basically have the Hafen von Kamo as my other option. Monsieur le Capitaine.
Monsieur le Capitaine.
What can I do for you?
Oh, sorry,
No,
I've changed my
I've
mind.
changed my mind.
Apparently,
What?
I can't.
Well, it's up to you.
No, Monsieur le
Actually,
Capitaine.
What can I do?
Let's see. Concerning our last conversation.
No.
What?
No.
No,
No new speech options there.
A de chevaux. Probably the fisherman's.
Yeah, the fisherman's not here either.
A de chevaux. Probably the fisherman's.
Well, I'm just keeping it for myself so he doesn't have to carry it around. I'm totally gotta give it back if I see him somewhere.
Looks like this used to be a tower, but it's collapsed.
Well. Time to see if I've missed any objects I could use. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna go back to the Arthur guy to see if he knows anything about Carmore keys. Can't see any hotspots here. Who said anything about visiting places, Shan? I said about knowing.
A tower. This castle must have been a real fortress before it collapsed.
I do need to
It's
get
locked.
here.
An iron gate.
How do I get past the iron gate? I don't have a key. Don't have anything I can see that looks anything
It
like
would have surprised me if it had worked like that.
a
No,
lock
not a
pick.
chance. It won't work like that.
I had to try, you know, if you'd use gloves to climb it or something. Yeah, it is this game, so who knows? It's very hard to sometimes know whether it's a small hotspot you've
Tower,
missed,
a tower, a
whether
tower.
it's just something you
This
haven't
castle must be-
tried yet. Something else.
It's locked. An iron gate.
Time to first try everything. Tried salt,
That won't get me any further. I should think about it again.
fishing rod.
There's no point in that. Think first, Brent.
No, thinking is pointless in this game.
That doesn't work. There's no point in that. Looks like that won't work. I don't want that. That's futile as well.
Like I said, thinking is not necessary in this game. Just try everything on everything. Now, what's that? Yeah, broken sword is much more polished.
A gravestone. Pretty weather-beaten. There's a hollow at the top. A gravestone. Pretty weather-beaten.
Hollow at the top, so I need something for the top. Nice owl with laser eyes. Cyberpunk owl. There's another one.
There's a hollow at the top.
There are two similar things that both have a hollow in the top. Tell me I'm gonna have to go get more salt. Yeah, I do. Can I get more salt? Let's see. I have one pile of salt. But there are two gravestones. Yeah, two gravestones, one pile of salt. That's where I kind of want to go back to the harbor. See if I can get more salt. No.
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that.
Does not let me get more salt. Okay. So I need something else. But what could it be? And is there an order? I need to put them. But explore the rest of the place. You know.
No, not a chance.
Well, I had to try.
I thought it wouldn't work like that.
But you never know. And Cascade! Thank you very much, Cascade in 1984. Still a citizen of the wonderful country of the total real Finland. Thank you very much for your second month of being a citizen. Thank you very much for your support. Seriously, that means a lot to me. Like I mentioned the last time, especially the second month things now carry a much more higher meaning to me now than they previously... Oh, there's a guy. Previously did because of the kind of understanding of a certain thing I cannot describe now because my mind is mush. Just know I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. And maybe when I find words, I can do English good. No promises I can ever English good. Alright, so there was a guy in a locked graveyard, dressed in black. I'm gonna assume that's gonna be Vagvikenes. Which means we should stay away from any burnable buildings.
A gravestone.
Alright, so... Yes, what Shen said. Alright, so there are plenty of these. It's not just one or two. There's shit tons of these graves. All look identical. I wonder how we are supposed to solve where we're gonna have to do things. No, I've honestly been sleeping pretty poorly lately, Shan. Because while it's not properly broken anymore, because you guys remember a little over a week ago, I broke my toe. And while it's not really broken anymore, and it doesn't, you know, hurt, it's in a situation where there's, at this point, there's extreme discomfort. As in, all the time, it's extreme discomfort. It's not pain, it's just extreme discomfort. And it's been affecting my ability to sleep. To be completely honest. Alright, Shen. I'm still thinking.
There's a hollow at the...
I'm just kind of trying to map this place in my brain right now. Same thing with tendonitis. Yeah, it's not fun, but not really much you can do, right? I'm sure it has, but if the game expects me to remember things, for example, from the last time, it's expecting a bit too much. Managing to get 1 to 3 hours of sleep at the minute, that's not fun. That's really, really not fun. Hoof on the Christ? What the hell does that mean? Oh, right, this one. Well, isn't that how it historically was? All right. I feel like see this is what I mean. If we could have, if we could have come here at a moment when I was still talking to the fisherman, for example, who told me about all this stuff about the dude. So I remember he talked something. It was either the fisherman or the captain who told me something about the death of the Lord and shit like that. I feel like that might have had some relevant information. But right now I don't think I can talk to the fisherman again. I'm gonna go talk to the captain instead, and thankfully all the people in the game seem to be very fond of repeating themselves. We can go back to Hafen von Kamor, talk to Monsieur le Capitaine, le Chief, or whatever the hell his name was.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
You can repeat everything you've said.
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
Do you like bombing Dodongos?
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Tell me more about Pierre.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him almost every day. He doesn't have much to do these days. Not since the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
Not a bad
He
idea,
used to have
Sam.
3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat. They meet round at his place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
God, I wish I remembered all the conversation lines. Oh, the threads upon which they go. Doesn't he have anything
Doesn't he have
better
anything
to do?
better to do?
No, not much. None of the villagers here has much to do. Since a few years back, he built himself a small stable next to his house, where he keeps a few animals. His life is rather boring, really. That's
Alright, that doesn't help. How long does he sit
long
there
does he sit?
fishing?
until I come back with my last load of passengers. Since he's had that fishing,
Thank you,
you're welcome, my boy.
Okay, that
Monsieur, like,
didn't
What
help.
can I do?
I've got a... Pierre said
Yes, that's right. Later,
Yes, says you're
I have
from
a small house.
Carmel.
you used to...
Yes, I have sailed all known. I have seen.
Sounds exciting.
Yes, but all that.
Memoirs?
Oh yes, my boy.
Really?
I have seen ships disappear in the.
You were in all those...
Of course. And
I thought octopuses...
quite, my boy. Quite. Octopuses. What do you...
Well, that's...
There we go. What do you know about the Castle of Carmore?
What do you know about the Castle of Carmore?
The castle. The castle is shrouded in greater mystery than the darkest secrets I have ever experienced or heard of.
That's saying something.
Precisely, my boy. After all, I have seen and heard more than most mortals could ever dream of. But none of it is as mysterious as the story of the Castle of Carmore and its evil owner.
Tell me more.
Tell me more about the castle.
The Castle of Carmore was once the home of a good and righteous lord. Around 1000 AD, the Druids came there. You've heard of the Druids, I take it?
Oh, yes. Quite a lot, in fact. Go on. Where did these druids come from?
They were the last
Where did
of
they
the
go?
Druids from Britain.
Really?
Yes, really, my boy.
Do you know why they came to the castle?
They entrusted the Lord and his family with the safekeeping of something of great value to them.
What was it?
Nobody ever found out, my boy.
All right, what happened then?
The item remained in the family's possession for generations. But then the castle went to a descendant of the family who was not good and righteous, but cruel and mean. the evil lord of Carmore.
Was that what he was called?
That's what he has been called for centuries. He was a tyrant and a murderer. He enjoyed killing and held satanic ceremonies at the castle. Villagers would disappear from Carmore and never be seen again. They say he was executed during the Inquisition.
God, and I can only ask one, and then I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. What do you mean
What do you mean
say?
they say? Was he or wasn't he?
No. I know the true story. The castle was destroyed before the Inquisition ever began.
But how?
The truth was told in a very old Breton legend.
And?
One day, a salt seller by the name of Gergen came to the castle of Carmore and asked the evil lord for a drink of water. But the lord set his dogs on the man.
Go on.
Out of revenge for the lord's cruelty, Gergen hurled a handful of salt at the castle, which tumbled down immediately, burying the lord beneath it.
But why?
It was an ancient druid curse.
Oh, it was an ancient Chinese secret. I'm a young voice actor, but how do I sound old? I know, I'll say, my boy. The salt seller had knowledge, so the evil lord died.
So the evil
I
lord
want to know about
died.
the evil lord now.
Yes. He's buried in the mausoleum in the castle cemetery.
Okay, now... that didn't really help much. He's in the mausoleum, but how do I get there?
The salt seller had knowledge of druid customs.
Well, he certainly knew how to use the magic that druids employed to deal with their enemies.
How can salt destroy a whole castle?
Through the magic of the druids. Salt is a destructive element. It corrodes, it decomposes, it parches. It can make people die of thirst.
How do you know all this?
From age-old stories that people tell around here. Children heard them from their parents, who in turn had been told them by
I'm
their
glad
own
it was
parents.
for you, Shan.
They were handed down through the generations. Sometimes, people even come here from town. People like you, asking about the old... We even had a real...
Right now he's telling about the people again.
What did the man want?
He said he'd lost something out at the ruin. A necklace, a family heirloom. The 5 of them spent days searching the ruins.
5?
Yes, there were 5 of them. 5 bigwigs.
Did they find...
No,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, so... I now know he's in the mausoleum, which I already knew. Oh, the story of the salt seller. Coming to ask water, getting dogs sick on him, and then throwing salt, which destroyed castle and killed the lord. May or may not have something to do with being buried. The puzzle to get to him, I mean. Here's the mausoleum.
The door's walled up. This doesn't need salting. I'd rather think about it again. Not a good idea. It won't work like that. I thought it wouldn't work like that. That won't feel different with gloves
Sooty?
either. That is no important evidence, I'm sure
Not
about
sure
that.
what's the sooty.
That doesn't work.
God, the pathfinding in this game is so shit.
I'd rather think about it again. The door's walled up. I expect the Lord... It's gigantic. A mausoleum. I expect the Lord... It's gigantic. A mausoleum. I don't think the wind will be able to scatter a lump of salt like this. That
Break
won't
it
get me
down
any further.
somehow. I think I might need a mortar and pestle from somewhere.
I should think up something else.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, Jonathan. Well, it just said that, Shan. Which is why I said I probably need to break it down. It just had different lines for the door and there's a door.
Door's walled up. I expect the
And the
Lord
castle.
of the Castle's buried in there.
And when I tried using it at the door, it had a different line. So Shan, you're shooting your load a little early there. That worked.
It seems to have worked.
Oh shit, that was some powerful salt.
This must be the amulet. I found it.
Perfect. There's that guy again. Well, anyway, we have the amulet, so might as well go back. I do kind of want more salt, because it's apparently a very potent thing. Probably doesn't let me get it, though. That's not gonna stop me from trying. Gold was so strong because it played the game. If only I found my wallet, I could buy more salt.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
when are you leaving
Oh.
for Portsmouth?
In 2 hours. Are you coming?
Yes. Coming with
Yes,
my
then
stolen
come
fishing
aboard.
rod. And suddenly I'm actually inside the ship.
It's too early to pack. We won't be arriving yet. Clothes and stuff. Clothes. My spare suit. I don't think I need to change my clothes just... It's empty.
It's nice to know we're on a very luxurious cruise here.
Hold on. I think I'd better leave the amulet in the cabin. I might lose it otherwise. Or it might be stolen. But where can I put it?
Oh, it's definitely gonna be stolen when I put it somewhere.
That doesn't... Looks like that won't work. I can't do that. It would have surprised me if it... I should think up that doesn't work. Of course, that
I'm
won't
gonna have
get
to
me
figure
any
out
further.
where he decided he wanted to
No,
hide it,
better
this
not.
thing.
That won't... No, that won't get me any... It's empty. should think about it again. That would be stupid.
Well, this game is stupid, so what the fuck do you expect? Gonna have to click everywhere. There?
There's no point in that. That won't get me any further. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. That won't get me any further.
Where the fuck do you want to hide it then?
Clothes, my spare suit. Clothes and stuff. That's my hold all. It's too early to pack. We won't be arriving yet. It won't work like that. Think first, Brent. It would have surprised me if it... No, I can't do that. Looks like...
Probably, Jonathan, that's pretty much the only solution I can think of now.
That won't get me any further. Looks like that won't work. It would
You
have
want to hide
surprised
it
me
in
if
your
it had worked.
clothing? You don't want to put it in your bag?
That looks like that won't work.
Like, seriously.
It won't work. I don't want that. I don't want that. That won't get me any further.
Fuck if I know where he wants to hide it. This is why the game needs a hotspot thing.
I don't want that. I should think up something else. That won't get me any further. Not a good idea.
I'll be right back. Yes, I did, Shan. I knew the game would be crap. It still surprises me, though. Occasionally. Okay, why did it load this game? We have the salt. Perfect. And it doesn't even do that always, Shan. That's the weird part. Thankfully, we know now exactly what we have to do.
Or rather, what's left of it. Pretty creepy.
So getting back to the boats is not going to take too long. That's the good part about adventure games, actually. In a sense. And also what I liked about Ultima, that a lot of things are... A lot of the time goes into thinking. And the actual gameplay, when you know what to do, that's not actually too long, to be honest. Because so much of the time goes into just thinking about what you're going to have to do, finding things out about everything. No, most of the time here goes into trying everything on everything, because that's the kind of game this is. But occasionally there are puzzles that aren't complete moon logic. Like, let's fucking face it, figuring out how to make the salt into powder, that wasn't too hard to think.
seems to have worked. This must be the amulet.
That's a really, when you really think about it, that's kind of an ironic thing to happen. 2 of that lord's castles have now been broken down by somebody throwing salt at them. He cannot even be safe from salt destruction in death. Well, I would be. Of course, just imagine if there is an afterlife. And the Lord could see what's happening in the real world. Or the world of the living. Just imagine what's going on. What would go in your mind when
Monsieur le
you
Capitaine,
died because
what can
somebody
I do
threw
for you?
salt on your castle and it crashed down on top of you. And then, even in your death, you're gonna have to watch some random asshat come into your mausoleum, throw salt at it, and break it down. It's like, for fuck's sake!
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
When will you
2 hours.
when will you stop
Are
throwing
you coming?
salt at me, you bastards?
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Alright, now let's look for
Hey,
hotspots.
this flap opens up.
Okay, that's my fucking solution then.
That won't get me any further. I think I'll go and get some fresh air. A
Yeah, let's
perfect
go get
hiding
some
place.
fresh air so somebody can go in there and steal it. Which is definitely a surprise!
God, what's been going on here? Someone's broken into my cabin and searched through all my things.
What a shock! I never would have seen this coming.
The amulet. Where's the amulet? It's been stolen. I don't believe it.
I do.
Blast it. The thief must still be on board. But we're pulling into the harbor. I'll never catch him now.
Alright, let's go talk to Arthur Blake then. Sorry. I think we just got the Druids the amulet. My fault.
Hello, Mr. Blake. I'm back.
And? Did you find the amulet?
That's
Yes.
a long story.
Well, go on then. I can't wait to hear what happened.
I found the amulet. It was walled up in the Lord's mausoleum.
Really? It really does exist then. And you've got it. Show me.
No, I didn't say I have it. I said I found it. Those are 2 different things. I found it, and I did have it. But I don't have it anymore because I'm an idiot and it was stolen.
Well, I did have it, but it was stolen from me.
Stolen? How did that happen?
No idea. I hid it in my cabin during the crossing. Someone broke in and rummaged through all my luggage.
Was anything else missing?
No, not a thing.
Someone must have been following you.
I didn't notice anyone.
Except
Could have known
a
I'd
guy
been looking
dressed
for
in
an
black
amulet in that
in
godforsaken
a locked
dump.
cemetery.
Certain people may be taking a great interest in your investigations, Mr. Halligan. Do not underestimate the power of the Druids.
Are you saying the Druids stole the amulet?
Mr. Blake,
Yeah, we
are
did
you
see
saying
it.
the
Halligan's
Druids
just
stole the
blind.
amulet?
I blame
That's
the ethanol.
absurd.
The amulet is vital to the perfection of their ritual. Believe me, we're not the only ones with a particular interest in the amulet. The Druids are after it just as much.
I thought the Druids ceased to exist 1,000 years ago.
It seems there are still some left after all. Just as I suspected, they are among us now. They never left us in the first place.
Well, I haven't met anyone who looked like a druid so far.
I haven't met anyone who looked like a Druid so far.
No, Mr. Halligan. You won't recognize the inheritors by their cloaks and sickles. They're people, just like you and me. They could be powerful industrialists, high-ranking politicians, or influential military men, people in key positions of society.
What you're
can I
saying
do
is
then?
that
I can't
they are
possibly
lizard
check up
people.
on the entire upper class of British society looking for a couple of druids.
No, but it may be worth your while to keep an eye on groups of neo-druids. If anyone tries to justify their claims to the druids' inheritance, they will.
Neo-druids.
Neo-druids? What are they?
There are a number of groups around claiming to be the druids' rightful successors. They're organized in orders, like Templars or Freemasons.
Tell me more about the Neo-druids.
Tell me more about these neo-druids.
Like I said, the neo-druids try to live their lives according to ancient druid ideals. Some of them do a lot of charitable work as well. But there are some really dubious associations going around, combining the druids' customs with occult rites. Rumors say that there is such a sect at large somewhere in London.
Do you know where I might find these people?
In London, you said? Do you know where I might find these people?
I've no idea. All I know is that the only people who know anything about the order refer to it as the Circle.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. I'll see what I can make of it.
Good. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to call on me anytime you like.
Now, one more thing, Mr. Blake. Like carrots. Yet again, a joke that absolutely no one will get.
One more thing, Mr. Blake.
Yes,
I get the impression this business could get pretty dangerous from now on.
yes. Very likely, Mr. Halligan.
It may be safer for both of us if we let someone else in on the matter. Please call Melanie Turner in Oxford and tell her the whole story. Make sure she learns everything you've told me. She works at the Anthropological Museum. Her number's in the phone book. And tell her I'll get in touch with her myself as soon as possible. Would you do that for me?
Of course, Mr. Halligan. Good luck.
Right, so... Ada is going to be informed of things and stuff. Now, I think we're gonna have to find information.
Into my office at once!
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
I think we can find information at Scotland Yard.
Halligan! Come on in. I suppose we should be glad that you drop in now and then.
What's the
Yeah,
matter,
you
Chief?
should.
You know, Halligan, I was just asking myself what you've been doing.
I've been investigating, Chief.
Well,
Exactly.
have you? And
Yes.
do you know what I've been doing? I've been dismissing loads
masturbating?
of press people, worried citizens, and politicians from my office. The phone hasn't stopped ringing since this morning. The mayor's been to my office, and I haven't seen much of you. When do you expect to come up with results?
Next week. Oh, the end of the week. Getting there, Chief, but it
I'm
takes
getting
time.
there, Chief, but it takes time.
Takes time. Takes time? Will I ever get to hear anything else from a detective? Where the heck have you been, Halligan?
Get the report at the end
You'll
of
get
the
a
week.
report at the end of the week.
The end of the week? Why not at the end of the month or at
Oh.
the end of the year?
Oh,
I
that's
want the
even
results
better.
on my desk
I'm
tomorrow
fine with that.
morning, Halligan. And now, I want to know where you've been all this time.
Oh, you'll find out from the report.
You'll find out when you read the report I'm going to write.
Don't be impertinent, detective. As your chief, I'm entitled to ask you about the results of investigations and your proceedings whenever I like.
Yes, Chief, of course.
That sounds better. Otherwise, I could have you write a report about every single step of your proceedings, and I think you know that.
Very well. then.
Exactly, Shan.
I was visiting an expert on druids.
You were what? Halligan, have you lost your marbles? You're not supposed to be indulging in your hobbies. You're supposed to be solving the skeleton murders.
Oh, is that
Is
all,
that all,
Chief?
Chief?
No, that is not all. One of the phone calls this morning was from the 4th District in Oxford.
Uh-huh. And?
A beggar has been to see them. He claimed that somebody had first put him to sleep and then robbed him. And do you know who that person was?
No.
No, a man who calls himself Detective Halligan. Our colleagues looked into the central personal
Doesn't ring a
database,
bell.
and guess what? They found a man by the name of Detective Halligan, and
Really?
he works for my department. What do
I
you
think
say
you should.
to that?
I think you should find this man. That sounds awful.
Chief, the beggar must be mistaken. It's a mix-up.
A mix-up? I hope so. If these accusations turn out to be true, you can spend the rest of your professional life washing police cars.
Oh, fine.
Okay, Chief.
Okay.
I read you.
Indeed.
Fine.
Excellent, Detective. Then get out and do your job. And
I'm
Halligan,
trying.
if I should hear that you are conducting your investigations in any dubious or illegal way, I'll take you off the case immediately.
Understood, Chief.
That's why you don't give homeless men alcohol.
It's perfectly fine. You'll be fine.
I gave him Halligan's apple schnapps and he betrayed me like that. What an ungrateful bastard. There's a blinky light.
Brent? Hello.
I don't have the salt anymore,
Is that
Chaos.
you?
I wish I could.
It's your mother. You know, I hate these modern talking machines.
They're called telephones, Mom.
I haven't heard anything from you for months now, Brent. Is that any way to treat your mother? Aunt Annie's celebrating her 75th birthday at the weekend. We have both been invited.
Oh, that makes sense, Shan.
You will come, won't you? Brent? And please, wear something smart. Do me a favor.
Oh, God. That's all I need.
Miller speaking. I've had enough. You better come to my office as soon as possible. Did you get that?
The Chief. I'm glad I've got that behind me.
Halligan? This is Miller. Damn it, where are you? Do I have to speak to this damned answering machine if I want to get hold of you? If by any chance you happen to turn up in this department, I want to see you in my office.
You know, he's just across the hallway.
Let me give you some good advice, Detective Halligan. Don't interfere with our affairs. It wouldn't be very healthy.
What? Who was that?
Hello, Mr. Halligan. This is Melanie Turner speaking. I was wondering why I hadn't heard from you, but Mr. Blake just called and told me everything.
That's
I'm
nice.
out and about quite a lot at the moment, and you may have difficulties trying to get me on the phone. But if you need me, just leave a message. See you later.
Hello, sir. This is Al's Pizza Palace. Your account from last quarter has not yet been paid. It amounts to £275. Please see to it within the next few days, otherwise we will have to stop serving you.
£275? Wow, that's my personal record.
Yeah, it's either a lot of pizza or it's a fucking expensive pizza place. Alright. So, gonna need to get this so we can get to the information database, which now I know why we need to get there, I guess. Which means we're gonna need the scissors from Lowry. Which means we're gonna have to figure out a way to get him out from here.
Hey, I've had enough. Get your paws off my scissors, will you? What is it? This
Tell him
time,
about
Halligan?
gravity. Have you heard of an organization called the Circle?
Have you ever heard of an organization called the Circle?
The Circle? Is that somehow connected to the crop circles?
Okay, forget it, Lowry.
Oh, helpful.
I'd really like to know how a braggart like you managed to get a date with Janet.
Well, you know what, Halligan? Women do like a winner, don't they? Little
Let's
Janet
go through
is
the
no
conversation
exception.
options
We
and
went
see.
to the Palace yesterday.
What was showing?
Oh,
The
Al's
new
Pizza Palace.
Schwarzenegger film.
You know how to handle women, don't you?
Of course. Janet said she found it disgusting, but I know for a fact that she was very keen on it. Women are like that. Do you understand?
Why would a woman like her find your
What
boring
amazes
stories
me
entertaining?
is why a woman like her should find your boring stories about cars, sports, and action films so entertaining.
Halligan, I'm sure you didn't come to tell me that. What do you really want?
Your scissors. Can you just use your phone? I've tried that. This is new.
Could I just use your phone?
Haven't you got your own telephone, Halligan?
No.
Yes, but there's something not quite right with it.
No dialing tone. Is that it?
Oh.
Tell me, Larry, what's your extension?
196. You know that.
No, I
Yes,
don't.
right. I just forgotten it. I don't phone you so very often.
I
Yeah,
wonder why.
And that's the way I like it, Halligan. Don't you dare start ringing me up and getting on my nerves.
That's right.
The chief can explain it to you for certain. Have fun.
You're a really nice person.
I think I got
Larry.
it.
I do my best.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later, Larry.
It's a stupid idea, but it might just work. Knows about gravity, but finds it beneath him. Yeah, well, he was taken off the case, so he's just collecting a paycheck.
Miller speaking. I've had enough. You better come to my office as soon as possible. Did you get that?
Scotland Yard Detective Lowry.
Miller speaking. I've had enough. You better come to my office as soon as possible. Did you get that?
Oh, of course, sir. I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Well, fuck that. I need scissors, Shan. Ah. Ah. Yep. Alright, our phone privileges were revoked because we abused it. Probably called porn lines or something.
Chief, I've got an 88M9 order form for stationery here.
For stationery? You need new stationery again?
Yeah,
Halligan, you'll
scissors.
lead this department to financial ruin someday. Do you know that?
Yes, sir. No, sir. It's nothing extravagant. I could do with a new pencil sharpener, that's all.
When will
scissors.
you learn to take better care of your things, Halligan? Scotland Yard
Never.
can't print its own money. Every month, the accounts department gives me a hard time because of the deficit. Our budget for office costs is limited.
I know, Chief, but I'm not able to work without a minimum of stationery. Here, I've prepared this for you. You just need to sign it.
Okay then. Okay, give it to me.
The deal with the royal family is Halligan
But that's
put
the
an
last
APB
time,
on
you
Lady
understand?
Diana's
You'll have to
boyfriend
buy
on
the
the
next
accident
sharpener
when
from
she
your
died.
own money.
All right, Chief.
Anything else, detective?
Ah, that's it.
No, that was it.
That's good. You know the way out, don't you, detective?
Oh, yes, I
Of
do.
course, Chief.
Whippity-doo-da. Now let's go look. Information on the circle. Hello, Lady Boneless.
That's a form for information procurement. It's me again, Janet.
Hello, Brent. How's your case going? Have you got any further yet?
I just need a data inquiry.
Janet, I need a database inquiry. Have you got time?
Of course, Brent. Have you got the form for me?
Yes, it's here.
Good. We'll go ahead then.
I'm looking for information about a group called The Circle.
I'm looking for information about a group called The Circle.
The Circle? Just a sec. It won't take a moment.
Well, if my boss wants results and doesn't give me any help, then
Yes, we've got something in the database about
I'll
them.
do things on my
Let me
own
see.
terms.
An order of Neo-Druids. Their head office is in London. The head of the group is called Lord Sinclair.
Nice. Perfect. Do we know about anyone with a criminal record? Or, no, print
Could
out,
you please print that out for me?
Of course. Would you mind telling me what these Neo-Druids have to do with your case? Is this one of your usual mad ideas?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a mad idea that people who have been murdered in a clearly ritualistic way might have something to do with orders that have ritualistic practices. That's a very mad idea, I know.
Good. Thanks a lot, Janet. I have to go.
Okay, Brent. See you later.
Hey, he's got a company called Spectrum or something. Save, because we occasionally should do that.
That's the printout of the database information on the Circle. Lord Sinclair's address is on it as well. 234 Winchester Street.
Go check it out. Sinclair? Couldn't be the man behind British computers or something. Definitely not. How you doing, Zickernuts?
I should leave a message for Miss Turner.
How do I do that? I don't know her phone number. No, I don't know.
What could I put in there? The letterbox of the museum. I should think about it again. I
Yeah, I was
That's
thinking
the printout
because
of the database information on the Circle. Lord Sinclair's address is on it as well. 234 Winchester Street.
this has the address that I'm going to. He wants to give the
I should
address.
think about it again.
But apparently it's not that then. I don't even have the coins anymore to call her. Come on, Shan, let me think. Because when you give the answer like that, you're making it super obvious. And then I don't have to think.
These are Lowry's paper scissors.
Alright, now to Museum of Oxford. Let's leave a copy. It's karma, Shan. He's just gonna have to make his own stationary
That'll do it.
procurement
That should be
form.
enough for Miss Turner to find me in case something happened.
What are the laws regarding giving random people access to police information? It's perfectly legal. Nothing wrong with that.
It's locked.
Hello? I've come to arrest you.
Yes? Who's there?
Is that Lord Sinclair?
No, sir. I'm sorry. I am his lordship's butler.
Scotland Yard, please open the door.
Scotland Yard. Please open the door.
I regret that his lordship does not receive beggars, salesmen, and police officers as a matter of principle, sir. Besides, Lord Sinclair is not at home at present.
In the name of the law, open the door.
Oh, really? No beggars and police officers, right? In the name of the law, open the door. Otherwise, I'll kick it down.
Mr. Excuse me, what was your name again?
Halligan. Detective Halligan from
Oh,
Scotland
that's Laurie.
Yard.
Detective Halligan, am I correct in assuming that you do not possess a search warrant?
Well,
Then I would like to remind you that violent and unauthorized intrusion onto the estate can be prosecuted.
You're welcome to try.
if that's the way you want it, all right then. I'll be back. You can be sure of that.
Of course, sir. Thank you for your visit. Have a nice day.
Don't think he actually means that. So let's break in. That's the only hotspot I can find.
Some of the wires are too thick for these little scissors.
Right, so am I gonna need something else?
That won't get me any further. Not a good idea. Some of the wires are too thick for these little scissors. That doesn't work. No, not a chance.
I think I might need something else then, because the scissors are not strong enough.
Some of the wires are too thick for these little scissors.
Where could I get something stronger?
That won't get me any further.
There's another side. Oh! There we go. We're just gonna steal more things from a gardener, apparently.
Hello. Nice day today, isn't it?
Yeah, the weather's great. Just right for a walk.
Yes, that's what I thought. I didn't want to sit in the office any longer on such a wonderful autumn day.
Yes, I know what you mean. What kind of job do you do, then?
Me? Oh, I work with the agricultural office. Administration of public areas, that kind of thing. You know.
Really? Is there something wrong with Lord Sinclair's gardens?
No, everything's fine. I'm here on a private visit. I just wanted to get some fresh air.
Also, your gardening shears. Oh, what are you doing at the moment?
What are you doing at the moment?
I have to cut the hedges. They grew rampantly this summer. Lord Sinclair doesn't want them to project over the paths where they could be in the way of walkers. He's a conscientious person.
Oh, is
yeah.
he?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He leads a very secluded life here, and he's always conscious of not doing anything that could annoy other people.
What could annoy other people out here?
What could annoy people?
Exactly,
Out
Well, somebody could
Walkers,
feel disturbed
zombies
by
here.
disorderly hedges, for example, or somebody could get hurt. There would be a complaint or a caution or something like that. And Lord Sinclair would have to deal with it. He doesn't like things like that. He wants everything done in a way that guarantees that he won't be bothered.
Ah, you mean he wants to be left in peace?
You mean he wants to be left in peace?
Yes, you could say that. Even I don't see him very often. He often travels with a gentleman from his club.
He's a member of a club?
He's a member of a club?
Yes, of course. It's natural for a man of his class to be a member of a club, and Lord Sinclair has been a member of his club for as long as I can remember. He regularly meets the other gentlemen.
Ah, yes, the Bears Club.
What kind of club is it?
Oh, I don't know the name either. The gentlemen are very discreet, but that's normal in these circles. It must be a very exclusive club with only a few members and an ancient tradition.
So, what does Lord Sinclair do?
What's Lord Sinclair's profession?
You mean, does he work? Well, you don't have to work when you're that rich. I think he plays the stock market. And sometimes his bodyguards talk about new deliveries. Lord Sinclair is certainly involved in some sort of import-export business. But between you and me, I don't think that he needs the money. I think business is just a hobby of his, or something like that.
So, he has bodyguards.
So he has bodyguards?
Of course. A man in his position needs them. And I can tell you, you wouldn't fool around with them. 2 former officers from the Foreign Legion. You know what kind of people they are. I'm always very careful with them anyway. I try to keep out of their way.
Is his lordship afraid of something?
I think he's just a very careful man.
Well, don't work too hard.
I have to go. Duty calls. Don't work too hard.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Okay, so let's smash him in the back of the head with the bottle.
That won't get me any further. I should think about it again.
I am thinking about it. Just smash him in the head and take his shears.
Looks like that won't work.
Oh. Would have been an easy solution. But no, you just don't want to murder people. As if that's going too far.
Hello, my friend. It's me again.
Hello. Not in the right mood for office air yet?
Exactly. I'd like to ask you some things concerning our little conversation.
Of course.
Could I have your shears?
I'll be finished here soon anyway.
What are you doing at the moment?
I have to cut the hedges. They grew, Lord.
Oh,
and his...
I have to...
Thank...
That's the gardener's wheelbarrow. That's the gardener's wheelbarrow.
So what should I do? Get the shears.
A lot of cut grass. This grass is quite dry.
Thanks for the hint. I finally got to burn something. So let's start a fire so we can steal somebody's gardening shears. Scotland Yard, everyone! Yeah, arson and more thievery. So we can break into Lord Sinclair's home. That's,
Damn, the shears are broken. Better not touch it. It could be electrified. I bet this Lord Sinclair is prepared
But I do have
for
gloves.
unwelcome visitors. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A wire fence. Better not touch it. It could be electrified.
I thought the
bet
gloves
this
would
Lord
help, but...
Sinclair is prepared for unwelcome visitors. Nothing happens. That's futile as well. No, better not. Now the bucket's hanging from the fishing rod.
And now the scissors work.
Now the scissors are broken as well, but the hole should be big enough now. Stop. Wait a minute. The fence is electrified.
There we go.
That's futile. Nothing's happening.
You committed a murder so I could distract the shopkeeper and steal a bar of chocolate. Yeah, that makes sense. Is it really arson if you just put grass on fire? I'm not 100% certain in British law, but this might be more making an unsafe fire or whatever you call that. Well, yeah, and in some states in the United States, if I understood correctly, putting grass on fire is recreationally legal these days.
Climb through here? And what if I touch the fence? That's too dangerous. No way. I'd rather they would have... I don't want that.
The plastic bags, then?
That's futile as well. That's I have to insulate the hole somehow.
I have plastic bags.
I would have surprised... That won't get... I thought it... I can't... It won't... I'd rather think about it again. There's no point... That doesn't work. I can't see any connection there. That won't help either. Looks like that won't work. No, not a chance. Climb through here? And what if I touch the fence? That's too dangerous. No way. There's no point. That doesn't work. Think first, Brent.
I am thinking.
Of course. It can't work like that. Looks like that won't... I thought it wouldn't work like that. I should think about it again. Not a good idea. That's futile as well. I don't believe it will work like that. There's no... My gloves. I nicked them out of the... That's some tufts of the green scarf. It's Janet's. That's futile as well.
None of these things work then. Okay. What to do next?
That's the gardener's wheelbarrow.
I might be missing an item. I need to insulate that somehow, but what do I need to insulate it? Well, yeah, it does. If you have a large pile of it, it does potentially burn for hours.
It would have surprised me if it had... No, it won't work. It would have... That won't help either. No. No, it would have surprised me if it had... A roll of plastic bags to secure... I should think about it. I should think... Not a good... Think first, Brent. Of course, I can't... It won't... That won't get... It won't work. That won't get me any further.
Oh, something happened.
Janet's ugly scarf, wrapped up in a plastic bag.
So just a plastic bag and just the scarf, those didn't work. But putting a scarf in a plastic bag, now that works. Sure.
How do you do, Mr. Halligan?
Outsider!
Lord Sinclair has been expecting you.
He has? Is that boss of yours some kind of psychic or what?
Why don't you ask him that yourself? Let's go.
You know, at this point, they just could have let me in. Just saying. They could have just opened the door and done that, instead of waiting for me to start a fire, steal gardening shears, make a hole in the fence, and climb in, and then they're gonna do that. A zombie!
Mr. Halligan, it is a great pleasure to meet you in person at long last.
The pleasure's mine. Would you mind telling your charming pet gorilla here to point his damn pistol somewhere else?
Please forgive us this precautionary measure, Mr. Halligan. I happen to be a distrustful man. Jack.
Lord Sinclair, now that we've met, there are a few questions I'd really like to ask you.
Certainly, certainly. After dinner I will answer any questions you deign to ask me. Until then, please be my guest. Jack, please be good enough to show our guest to his chamber.
You do not seem to be quite aware of the situation you are in, Lord Sinclair. I'm a detective from Scotland Yard. I don't want to have dinner with you. I'm here because of a series of murders in which you are a prime suspect.
With all due respect, Mr. Halligan, I took you for a wiser man than that. If anyone here is unaware of the situation they are in, you are. I have asked you to be my guest at dinner. Please don't disappoint me by refusing. Otherwise, I will have to ask Jack here to persuade you to stay in his own way.
I understand. I'm to stay here voluntarily, because if I don't, you'll force me. Is that it?
I'm glad we've settled that. Now, if you would please follow my friend Jack, he will show you to your room. We will discuss everything else in detail later, over dinner.
Let's go.
See, Halligan can be nice sometimes, Cthulhu. Yeah, where are you hiding the Sinclair C5s? Large estate, I'm sure
Brilliant.
we'll find them eventually.
Absolutely brilliant. Locked up in Lord Sinclair's house.
There. That's nice.
Night has arrived. That's all I needed.
Okay, so, looking at a picture of a druid eating a leg, just pass the time,
Firmly
apparently.
locked.
That's nice.
The window is locked. I can feel that something's going on out there. I can feel that something's going on out there. Can't do anything without the key.
Yeah, that's
Keyhole is dark.
kind of weird.
I thought it wouldn't work like that. That is no important evidence, I'm sure about that. Think first, Brent.
I'm thinking of the classic trick from
That won't get me any further. That won't get me
movies
any
and
further.
shit, where you put a paper or something under the door and then give me the key from the lock. I don't, Sunshadow. It's all just a misunderstanding.
These pictures are typical of guest rooms. That's a nail.
Oh shit. I take it.
Nothing's happening. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that.
You never know.
It won't work like that. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. That won't get the shears. No, there's no point in that. I don't believe it will work like that. It won't improve if I put this. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it.
Oh.
No way. You could hurt yourself. You could hurt yourself with those.
Oh, good.
I thought it wouldn't work like that.
Hurt me more.
No way. That won't help either.
I like that combination.
It won't. It would have. I don't. It won't work
It
like
was
that.
think. No way.
That doesn't work. That won't feel different. That won't feel different with gloves either. That won't get me. That would be stupid.
Well, a lot of things in this game are stupid.
Firmly locked. Firmly locked. A wardrobe.
Firmly locked wardrobe.
I don't want that. I'd rather think about it again. You could hurt yourself with those. I should think about it again.
Most of the solutions in this game are stupid,
No, not
Shem.
a chance. That's the picture with the tasteful motif. I thought that's the picture with the tasteful motif. I can't see any connection there. Typical of guest rooms. A wardrobe. A wardrobe. I can't do that. There's no point in that. Firmly locked. That's a nail.
Want the nail?
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. Nothing's happening. I'd rather think about it again. I can't do that. I thought it wouldn't work like that. I should think about it again.
Wish I had salt.
Nothing's happening. That won't get me any
I
further.
bet salt would fix my problems.
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. No, better not. No way. That won't get me any further. That's a nail.
Yeah, I know you could totally use the goddamn scissors to pull the nail out.
Lowry's paper said the shears, ruin. Now the bucket's hanging from the fish. It won't work like that. It would have surprised me. There's no, there's no, not a chance. My gloves. There's no point in that. I can't. That's the bone from Epping Forest. Wrapped up just the way it should be. I can't see any connect. That won't help. That doesn't work. That won't. I can't do that.
I have a wall with a nail. I now have this painting.
It won't improve. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. It won't improve if I put this. It won't improve. It won't improve if I put this
I have
picture
a
next to it.
locked window.
I can feel that something's going on out. The window is locked.
Something going on outside.
A wardrobe. These pictures are ugly. This
I have
door
this.
looks really solid. Can't do anything without this door. Looks really solid.
I have this door. And what is this hotspot?
It won't improve. There's a slit under the door.
What's this hotspot? Hai do raja perkele.
There's a slit under the door. That doesn't work.
That's
you could
the
hurt
slit
yourself with those.
under the door thing.
No, not a chance. I should think about it again. It won't work like that. Not a good idea. It won't work like that.
I was
That won't
thinking
feel
of
different
if I
with gloves
could have
either. That is no
put
important
something
evidence, I'm sure about that.
small from there, which was different than a fucking bottle.
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. I'd rather think about it again. I should think about it again.
I tried, unless there's a hotspot I'm missing here. No.
Think first, Brent. No, now the bucket's hanging from the fishing rod. They would have now the bucket's hanging from the fishing rod. I should think up something else.
Back.
Can't do anything without the key. That won't get me any further. That won't get me any further. No, I would only scratch everything. It won't improve if I put this picture next to it. I can't see any connection there. That doesn't work.
Okay, now let's figure out why.
Of course, it can't work like that. That's the picture with the tasteful motif. Looks like that won't work.
The game makes me just completely brain fart sometimes.
No, I would only scratch everything.
What do I need to do with a nail?
That won't help. That won't help. It won't work like it won't work like that.
I don't know, 7.
That won't get. Think. I'd rather think about it again. No, I would only. No, I would only scratch everything.
Because a lot of the logic in this game, S7, is so fucking weird. Because there's a lot of things you'd expect you should do or would do. They don't work. Like here's a simple thing. You have an old-fashioned house. You have a locked door with a key in the lock. Now, what any normal person thinks when you see the slit under the door is you're going to put a piece of paper under the door, and now that we have a nail, then we're going to use the nail to push the key from out the lock. Which, of course, doesn't work. And of course, we cannot use scissors to get the painting out from the frame, because that would make sense. We use a nail. I'm gonna need a brain break after this one.
I should think about it again. That won't get me. I should think about it again. There's
okay,
no point
now
in
that doesn't work either.
This is the frame of. It won't work like that. Looks like that won't work. Of course, it can't work like that. That's the canvas I detached from the picture. I can't do that.
Of course you can't. That'll be too easy. Call in Garrett, kill everyone with stealth, problem solved. Yeah, pretty much. It feels like every step still gets us no closer.
I thought it wouldn't work like that. No, not a chance. That would be stupid.
No, it would not be stupid, and that's the problem. You want stupid answers.
That's futile as that doesn't work. I'd rather think about it. I can feel that.
Oh fuck yeah, this game could do with a proper examine button. For example, I cannot examine these things at all.
There's a slit under the door. There's a slit under the door. There's a slit under the door.
Yeah.
I should think up something else. That won't help either.
What are we going to have to now do with
detached
this?
from the picture. No, it won't work. It won't work. Of course, not a good idea. That would be. That doesn't. I don't believe it will work like.
We benefit from a
Firmly
lot of
locked.
things.
No, better not. No way. It won't work. No, not a chance. Nothing. Not a good idea. No, better not. I can't think.
Because the way this game has been designed, you just end up trying everything on everything and then being,
I don't believe
why
it will
the
work.
fuck did that happen? Because it actually makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Typical of guest rooms. No, I can't think. Not a good. That's futile. It would have surprised me. That would be. Of course, it can't work. Look, that doesn't work. That won't. Looks like that. That would be stupid. I should think. I don't want. It would have
There's a
surprised me
difference
if it had
with
worked like that.
games where you sometimes have to do that, and games where
Firmly
that's everything you ever do.
I can feel that something's going on.
I'm gonna take a brain break. This game is surprisingly draining because it's just so fucking weird. Holy shit. At least we've made some progress, so there's that. I wish it was Raja Perkele. It's just an empty bottle of apple juice. I don't even know if it's empty now, but it's a bottle of apple juice. I fucking wish it was vodka. Yeah, mental health break. This one really requires it sometimes. Holy shit. Yeah, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh lord. Anyway, I will be right back. I still think the solution should have something to do with the door. I just don't know what. I'm basically gonna try everything on the door. Yeah, let's give the scissors back to Lowry.
That's futile as well. I should think about it again.
Try everything on door.
I
That's
thought
my
it wouldn't work like that.
That's my thought
No,
process
better
right
not.
now.
There's no point in that. That doesn't work. I can't do that.
Pry it open with a bone.
I don't believe it will work like that. Some tufts of grass from the place where the bones were found. There's no point in that. I don't believe it will work like that. No, better not. Of course, it can't work like that. I don't want that.
Why not?
I'd rather think about it again. There's no point in that. Think first, Brent.
I'm also confused about this is a hotspot, but I can't get anything out of it when I try to examine it.
There's a slit under the door.
This is a different one. I would also like to point out that the fingerprint dust should never have been needed in the first place, nor have been useful at all. I know. That just pointed out how fucking stupid Halligan is.
I can't do that. Looks like that won't work. No, I would only scratch everything. What was that? God, somebody's screaming out there in the forest.
No, that's just my brain trying to comprehend the logic of this game. Yeah, so it seems, Shan, it would have been nice if, you know, the game told me. Oh, this game is so fucking insane.
Here we are, the key.
Well, it clearly doesn't have case. Just look at that. Did you see that animation? This dirt shit that's supposed to be below the canvas is over it. Even the laws of physics break down. Oh my god. Yeah, I still couldn't use a fucking normal piece of paper. Of course not.
It's locked.
That would have been too simple.
It's locked.
Oh, I'm behind the door.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
It doesn't matter that it's locked. You phased through the door. You were already in the room.
It's locked.
Just phase through it again.
It's locked.
See? There's no need for a key. Just walk through it.
It's locked.
Don't worry, Raja Perkele. It's just the game. Everything in it is
Suit of armor.
confusing.
Late Middle Ages. Not that I'd know that. It's locked. I have to find the back door to get to the forest where the screams came from.
Oh my god. My brain is still trying to comprehend everything.
What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know what it's supposed to mean.
Well, that looks like water. And this looks like fire.
Haven't I seen this symbol before? It's the same as the one on the amulet of the Lord of the Castle.
Just water and fire. Should I supplement the game not telling you things? Depends. Just let me break my mind. I think that's part of the enjoyment. So yeah, that's water, fire,
What's that?
wind,
Seems to be a
earth.
pictogram, but I don't. What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know.
Water, fire, wind, and earth. That's simple, Halligan. Here's the wind.
A weird picture. Is this earth
Earth.
and a shovel?
Here's the fire. Yes. Look like fire. I don't have the matches.
An old castle by the sea. The fire's already burning. Lord Sinclair's guests must be arriving soon.
I wonder what's the significance of these.
What's that? Seems to be a pictogram, but I don't know. The dinner table is laid for a dinner for 6 people.
I'm glad at least something got laid here.
Hey, what the...
I know! I'm looking at that animation and I'm going, hey, what the?
Well, Mr. Halligan, I don't believe I have introduced you to the gentlemen of my club yet. This is General Myers of the British Army. Next to him is Bishop Stevenson. The Earl of Sutcliffe, one of the Queen's closest advisors. And the gentleman sitting beside you is Mr. Smothers of the Worldwide Foods Corporation. I'm sure you're curious to learn what our club is all about. But I would suggest you have a bite to eat first. You look pale.
Just,
You
eat
see,
a human
Mr.
being.
Halligan,
That's
you
fine.
must know we have been following your investigations into these, shall we say, deaths in London for some time. I expect your experience in the park will have convinced you that we are, to a certain degree, responsible for these incidents.
Oh shit. Wait, are you
As you may have noticed, the meat we are eating at this meal has a rather unique flavor. It is human flesh, Mr. Halligan.
No fucking shit. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just
This
gonna
flesh
eat this.
is the source of life force. It grants us strength and power. You will soon discover the incomparable feeling of power for yourself. It will be grander than any feeling you have ever felt. Very soon now, when the day of the ritual's completion has come, our power will be perfect. Then it will be time for the curse that will put an end to the wretched hustle and bustle of this world and make room for something grand and new, a world ruled by druids. I must admit your investigations had us worried for a moment,
What?
Mr. Halligan. We had even made plans to put a stop to them by arranging a little exit. But you are a very lucky man. You will witness the great day yourself, and you will be there on the right side. For by eating this flesh, you have become one of us. Welcome to the circle, Mr. Halligan.
Oh, definitely chaos. Well, I'm very, very confused now. I'm at the point where I think I cannot understand this game and I should stop trying.
Yes? Hello?
Hello? Is this Lord Sinclair?
No, miss, I am sorry. I am Lord Sinclair's butler.
I'd like to talk to Lord Sinclair.
On what matter, miss?
I'm looking for a detective from Scotland Yard.
You are looking for a detective? Miss, in that case, I would recommend you to contact Scotland Yard. This is the house of Lord Sinclair, which is not difficult to see.
I thought the detective might be here.
No, I am sorry. A Detective Halligan has not been here.
Could I talk to Lord Sinclair,
Hey,
please?
I never said Halligan.
Sorry, miss, but his lordship is not here.
I see.
Have a good day, miss.
See, here's the point. I cannot tell if that's bad writing and they forgot that the name Halligan hadn't been said, or if that's supposed to be a clue to the main character at this point that they're lying. I cannot tell with this game whether that's bad writing and they just forgot, or if the main character was supposed to realize that, hey, I never said that name. Because it was never referenced. She never said anything about that. She was just, okay. And as players, we know they're lying. So if the main character doesn't recognize it, it's either bad writing and they forgot, or it's bad writing because they forgot that the player knows and they should actually have the character react to it. Well, thankfully they haven't fixed this.
Ow! There are some stones here.
Oh, great. Sneaking part. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, they fucked up, but how did they fuck up? Can I throw that guy with a rock?
Stop right there! Hey, what is that?
Leave me alone, you bastards!
Well,
It's called a woman.
There's no need to be that upset. What are you doing here, sweetheart? Are you looking for something? She got through the hole in the fence.
Oh, little lady. You shouldn't have done that. Now Lord Sinclair will have a surprise guest for his dinner tonight.
What? What are you going to do to me?
You'll find out soon enough, sweetheart.
Mr. Halligan! Oh God, I'm so glad to see you. What are you doing here?
I'm preparing dinner.
You're having dinner with Lord Sinclair? That bastard got me locked in here. I really don't want to have dinner with someone like that.
You're not being asked.
What? Mr. Halligan? Is everything all right with you?
Come with me, Miss Turner.
Where?
Into the garden. I have to prepare dinner.
In the garden? Mr. Halligan, what are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
Come with me, Miss Turner. Dinner will be ready soon, and you will be our guest of honor.
The skeletonized body of Dr. Melanie Turner was found in a forest near London only a few days after this conversation. Detective Brent Halligan has been listed as missing. He was last seen leaving his Scotland Yard department. Wouldn't it have been good to implant him back into Scotland Yard and kind of take over that place as well, eventually? Game over. Nice ride.
What was that?
Let's have a look. Stop right there!
Wall of what?
Hey, what is that?
Leave me
Oh, you not.
How you doing, XSI? Don't think you want Halligan doing much taking over of anything. That's true. I wish I could skip this. The bullshit part is that I cannot skip this. Can I go?
Stop!
Okay. Okay. Cannot go to that bush.
Where the what are she? Oh, you not.
What?
You.
Mr. What?
Yeah, the game seems to have quite a bunch of what you could call bullshit parts. And that does include the entirety of the game. Yeah, you don't play Mystery of the Druids for the gameplay, you play it for Halligan. Halligan's a very special character, isn't he? There's no getting around that. Alright. Since the game is very much broken, I have an idea.
What was that?
Let's have a look. Nothing to be seen.
Yeah, must have been a bird or something. Get back to your post.
Oh no! Where am I now?
I'm starting to slowly understand the brokenness of the game.
Study. A pentagram. A druid's foot would suit Lord Sinclair better.
And even that might just not sometimes work because reasons. Makes sense.
Weird picture.
Star and a moon and a skull and shit. All right. Here we have an obvious puzzle. There are at least 2 moving parts. Heard a sound. What did that do?
Ugh, that looks... What's that? An altar?
Wind, water, fire, earth. Aha! Now we need to find a combination for this. Okay, that's a thing.
Are these skulls real? Looks like it.
They probably are.
Bones. These are definitely human bones.
You think?
His desk. Looks expensive. His desk. Looks expensive. And weird somehow.
Fire, water, earth. Okay, now where could I find... Okay, so this does have something to do with something. Because I can go between these and look at this.
Voila! Open.
I wouldn't call that brute forcing, Shen. I was using
After all that effort, I'm going to take them both.
the hotspot, the star, the moon, and the skull as
This
relative
is the
positions
amulet of
on the
transformation Mr. Blake talked about.
what's it
seems
called?
to be
The
really
the
important
wheelie
for
thing?
Lord Sinclair. Mr. Halligan! God, what a relief! Oh, what was that for? Have you gone mad? What's wrong, Brent? Why are you hitting me?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, God, stop it! What's the matter
Just
with you?
slap
Don't
it a
you
slap.
recognize
Just
me?
what the fuck?
Brent, stop it! Brent, you bloody idiot!
Well, why did they have the painting be a solution as well then?
Brent! Is that you? Do you recognize me?
Of course I recognize you. Bloody hell, what's going on? Oh my god, I'm feeling sick. Everything's spinning.
I had to hit you over the head.
Well,
You
it
were
doesn't make
acting
sense
like a
if it's an
madman.
accident, Shan.
Wait, I just have to get it together for a moment. Oh, Melanie, you can't imagine what I've gone through here.
Because then what's the point of you being able to look at that? Look at that painting. If it doesn't have any meaning. What's the purpose of you being able to look at it until you've solved that puzzle? The painting to me made much more sense than just arbitrarily looking at things and counting them. Like one paperweight, like what the fuck? Why would you think that a paperweight would have anything to do with anything? Especially since there are way more skulls than 10. Just on the rods there are 12. It's like... what you explained makes absolutely no sense, Shan. What happened?
What happened?
You threatened me. You tried to kill me.
I did what?
You tried to kill me, Brent. You hit me. Don't ever do that again. Do you understand?
Melanie, I didn't know what I was doing. I can't even remember hitting you.
Oh, God, Brent. What's this Sinclair done to you?
I don't know if I believe you, Shan. It could be that they, considering the game, I do think that's a possibility because the devs seem to be idiots. But I still don't think that makes any sense, even if you are extremely high. How did you get here anyway? Have you been here long?
How did you get here anyway? Have you been here long?
I got your message. Can't you remember? I thought you might need help out here.
Oh, right. The copy.
I had a look around the room, Brent, and I found the amulet Mr. Blake mentioned on the phone.
Where?
It was in Sinclair's safe, together with a parchment.
So Sinclair had it. I'm sure Mr. Blake will be interested in that.
But now, tell me what's been happening here, Brent. What's Sinclair up to?
I saw how Lord Sinclair killed somebody, and then I ate him.
Melanie, I saw how this Lord Sinclair killed somebody.
What? When did you see that? And where?
Last night, here on the estate. Sinclair caught me immediately after my arrival and had me locked up. I could hear screams when I was in that room. Horrible screams. I escaped and ran outside to the forest behind the estate, and there I saw it.
What did you see?
Sinclair and some other men. They wore habits, and they were just about to cut a living human being into pieces with a sickle.
That can't be true.
I saw it with my own eyes, Melanie. It was horrible.
Oh, God.
And then I ate him.
What happened to you? Why didn't you recognize me?
Must have had something to do with the food. No shit. They aren't idiots, they just overthink everything and assume everyone else will. No, Sunshadow, they are idiots. And here's why. I use one point of evidence which should prove it. If the number of skulls is 10, therefore you have to put it on the 10th peg in the roly thing. What's it called? The dial thing. With the code for the safe. Problem. There are more than 12 skulls. Must have had something to do with the food, which was the man that
Must
was
have had something to do
killed
with
with
the
a sickle.
food.
What food?
Sinclair and his friends invited me to their dinner. The food did something to me. Anyway, Sinclair had no compunction in telling me all about the Circle and about their future plans over dinner. The Circle wants to complete the ritual and to put a curse on the world which will make us all their slaves.
That's nonsense.
No, Melanie. You've seen what these people did to me. They're mad. And they are serious. I'm sure about that now.
What's going on in there? Open the door! Open it at once!
The guards, Brent. They're at the door. We have to leave.
Open the door! Jack, get the key!
Yeah, Melanie, I think you're right. We really should get out of here. And we should do it now. We made it.
Yes, thank God. I couldn't have taken it in that house even a second
Thank
longer.
fuck we learned how
Everything
to
all right
teleport.
with you?
Yes, I'm a bit out of breath. And you, Brent?
My head is still throbbing a bit, but apart from that, I'm okay. We have to go, Melanie. Now.
Where?
To Mr. Blake. If anybody can tell us something about the incidents in this house, he can.
Okay, let's move.
Mr. Blake, I'm glad you're here. There's a lot we
jarring
need
as
to tell
fuck.
you. We've experienced something simply incredible.
Calm down, Mr. Halligan. Let's discuss it all in peace and quiet. Perhaps you'd like to introduce me to the young lady?
Oh, of course. I almost forgot in all this excitement. Mr. Blake, this is Dr. Melanie Turner from the Anthropological Museum in Oxford.
Oh, yes, of course. We spoke on the telephone.
That's right. Pleased to meet you at long last, Mr. Blake.
Now, what's been happening? Have you found out any more about the circle?
Any more? It's a nightmare, Mr. Blake.
Go on.
Mr. Blake, I ate a human being. Now, the mystery is how do they do it? And I think we have found the solution to that mystery. And the solution is they do it via snap cuts.
Mr. Blake, we found the amulet you were talking about. The amulet of transformation.
You found it? My God. Show me. Yes, that's it. Where was it?
In a hidden safe. In the office of the leader of this ominous circle. There was a parchment with it, with completely illegible signs on it. Here, take a look.
Oh, yes. They are illegible.
Did they make any sense to you?
They're very unusual runes. I'll have to take a look at this in peace. Go on with your story. You were saying you know who's leading the circle? Who is it?
The circle is led by someone called ZX Spectrum.
The circle is led by an aristocrat called Lord Sinclair.
Lord Sinclair. Never heard of him. How did you find out?
Research. Scotland Yard observed the group for a while. There was an entry in the database, so I drove out to his place. It's a pretty pretentious estate on Winchester Street.
You drove out there all by yourself?
Yes.
That was rather careless of you, Mr. Halligan.
You can say that again.
But
You've
I have a
obviously been
driving
expecting me
license,
and had me
even
locked
though
up at
people
once.
don't tend to let me
happened
go
next?
anywhere alone. I ate a human being.
I witnessed a murder taking place.
Murder? On Sinclair's estate?
Yes, I saw them cutting the flesh of a human body, a live body, which I then proceeded to eat.
Yes. I saw them cutting the flesh from a human body. A live body.
With a sickle?
It's more fun to
Yes.
be
Knew
US7
it.
as well.
What you witnessed was a ritual for the transferal of life force. Were you seen?
I passed out. When I came to, I was sitting at a laid table with Sinclair and 4 other men.
Was there food on the table?
Yes, meat.
You didn't eat any, surely.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
I know. It was the victim's flesh, wasn't it?
Yes. You have taken part in the ritual, Mr. Halligan. How on earth did you manage to get away?
Miss Turner got me out. If it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't be here now.
You're a brave woman, Miss Turner.
He's hiding an electric bike in there somewhere. Probably in the same pockets he has a massive fishing rod and a bucket. Research. Some other people did all of it. I just got here and kidnapped. I'm special. He was aware. He just did it. Anyway, what do we do now?
Why don't we just send a police contingent round there? You're a detective, Mr. Halligan, and Lord Sinclair is a murderer.
There won't be anything to find by the time they get there. Sinclair and his friends are no fools. They'll proceed as they've done in all the other cases. They'll just dump the bones somewhere to save the police hunting high and low for a corpse. Scotland Yard will file it away. End of case.
Still can't get over the fact that he was told it was human flesh and he still kept eating it. Yeah, that was a scene, wasn't it? It's like just eating casually and there's human flesh. Oh, yeah. That's fine. He is a very special man, isn't he, Zygonauts? Have you found out yet what stopped the completion of the ritual 1,000 years ago?
Have you found out yet what stopped the completion of the ritual 1,000 years ago?
I've deciphered the text a little further, but some of the signs are just completely unknown to me.
I thought you said the amulet was important to the
I
ritual.
thought you said the amulet was important to the ritual.
Yes, that's what the inscription says.
Yeah, but then everything's all right now. After all, I've got it. Let's just melt it down, then this nightmare will be over.
Mr. Halligan, you're forgetting the ritual has already taken place 1,000 years ago. It just didn't reach perfection. Only part of the power was transferred to the infants. The inheritors are now trying to complete their ritual.
But if this amulet means so much to Sinclair, surely it must be needed for the perfection.
I'm not so sure about that. Sinclair may be interested in it for some other reason.
What makes you think that?
The title written on the parchment you gave me.
So what does it say?
What does the parchment's title say?
Unless I'm very much mistaken, the text refers to a place known as 12 Bridges.
What kind of place is that?
12
It's a
Bridges
place with
is
12
an abandoned
bridges.
complex near Glastonbury. The bridges are in great danger of collapsing. Ancient Celtic myths refer to the place as the Gate of the Worlds.
Gate of the Worlds? What's that supposed to be?
You know, Mr. Halligan, the Celts did not regard reality and time as insurmountable facts. On the contrary, they regarded them as illusions, which man's laziness and ignorance made him incapable of overcoming. Celtic shrines were always special places that allowed them to leave the normality of everyday reality. Celtic myths claim that 12 Bridges has been a consecrated site for millennia, a place where the body can step over into another time.
So you mean that Jeff Bridges is the gate to a journey through time?
You mean 12 Bridges is the gate to a journey through time?
According to the legend, yes.
Blame it on the magic in the flesh?
Yes.
Someone with more talent than you should Photoshop Halligan onto the "this is fine" meme and replace the cup of coffee with a human corpse. Yeah. It's the gates of the world as we know it, and I ate a person. Nothing's ever been reported of such a
Nothing's ever been
journey.
reported of such a journey.
Well, that doesn't make it impossible,
It
does
would, Shan.
The place has not been closely examined so far. It's too dilapidated. Just entering the place is taking a very serious risk. Anyway, nobody really believes in time travel anymore these days.
Yeah, time to fuck over the past, present, and future now. Why do they call the place 12 Bridges? I wonder why.
Why do they call the place 12 Bridges?
It's a very strange arrangement of 12 stone bridges. No one knows why they were built that way. They probably weren't the first thing that was erected there anyway. The current bridge array dates from the early Middle Ages. If, as I suspect, that place has been a Celtic shrine for centuries, there are bound to have been other structures there at some point.
Why would Sinclair keep a parchment about
Why would
this place in
Sinclair
his
keep
safe?
a parchment about that place in his safe?
You see, Mr. Halligan, that's what I've been wondering. If Sinclair knows the place and keeps a parchment about it hidden in his safe, wouldn't it be conceivable that journeys through time really are possible from 12 Bridges?
You mean he wants to travel back in time?
Well, he'd certainly be doing his best to make sure nobody else made that journey. Maybe Sinclair wants to prevent anyone from traveling back in time and disturbing the ritual.
Why would anyone do that? And why would Sinclair be
Yeah,
so
why would
concerned
we
about
do
it?
that? I mean, anyone.
It's easy. No ritual, no inheritors. No inheritors.
No Lord Sinclair. I see.
Of course, these are just speculations. As I said, Mr. Halligan, we need the book from the library. I should be able to tell you more when I've translated the parchment.
Yeah, I guess
Thank
we're
you,
gonna
Mr.
need
Blake.
a book
I'll
from
see
a
what I can
library,
make of it.
which
Good.
is probably behind a
If
massive
you have
puzzle.
any more questions, don't hesitate to call on me anytime you like.
Whoop de whoop. Anthropological Museum. That's not the right Oxford, right? Why would anyone want to try to stop the ritual and stop the problem before it starts? That would be crazy. I know.
Locked. Looks like Ms. Turner is out.
Well, no fucking shit. Okay, can I somehow now change characters? Ai uusi menee perse. Has the mystery been revealed? Yes, apparently druids the mystery of the druids is that they can teleport using very awkward cuts. Nope, she's just there. Yeah, technically we did solve a crime, but we also ate a human being, so there's also that.
Hello, Janet. How's it going?
I would need to figure out how to get a book.
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, then please let me get back to work.
Okay. Give the scissors back. Yeah, if I could find a bookstore.
It would have surprised me if it had worked like that.
Come on, I thought it was a good idea to give him back the fucking scissors. Maybe I'll go talk to the guy again, because I do think... I don't think he mentioned the book before about that, and he said, as I said, we need the book. So I'm thinking of... Maybe we didn't get through all of the conversation choices yet. Because the game is kind of sort of like that.
Hello, Melanie.
Hello, Brent. How could you just leave like that?
There was something I needed to see to.
I have quite a few things to see to as well. Shouldn't we discuss with Mr. Blake what's to be done next?
Yes,
Oh,
Mr.
you
Halligan.
said there was
we have
a
no
book.
time to lose.
All right.
God damn it.
Mr. Blake, I have just one more question.
Just where the fuck can I gotta get the book?
I thought you said the...
Yeah,
but let's just...
Mr. It just...
But if...
I'm not...
What makes you...
The time...
So let's start from, can you read what the
the
parchment
signs,
says?
but I'm just not getting anywhere with it. All I've been able to make out of the parchment so far is the title. I need a special book to continue.
There we go.
The Celtic Orthographic System by Scott M. Winfield. Oxford University Library should have it. Mr. Halligan, please get me a copy of that book. I believe the translation of this parchment is the key to Lord Sinclair's intentions.
Thank you, Mr. Blake.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. We'll see what we can make of this.
We're much obliged, Mr. Blake.
I wish you both the best of luck. Take care of yourselves, and come back to see me soon.
Okay, can I now go to a library? Okay, now she follows me. Perfect.
This thing is getting more and more mysterious. I can't believe what Mr. Blake said.
We have to find out why this amulet is so important to Sinclair.
Oh, man.
Perhaps Mr. Blake is right, and the amulet is the key to preventing the ritual. I expect we'll know more as soon as the translation of the parchment is finished. I have to go to Oxford, Melanie. I have to get the book for Mr. Blake.
Yes, of course.
I
That's
know,
fine by
Sunshadow.
me. I really need to check a few things at home. Where shall we meet later?
I'll get in touch with you as soon as I have any news. Okay?
Well,
All right.
that's the entire
Okay,
game,
Melanie.
Chaos.
See you later.
There, Library of Oxford. Now let's go in there. Takes a long time. God damn it, they have theft prevention devices.
I'm pretty sure this isn't an old book. It's bound.
Arian Roland, how the Druids? Well, apparently I might be
An
one
old
now.
illustrated book. I'm pretty sure this isn't the book plate.
I kinda sorta ate a human.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a book.
Oh, how nice for you.
Quite. Do you think you could help
No
me?
need to be
Help
snarky.
you? Why?
Now, we ate more than the face, Roland. We actually started from the legs. Or the arm. I'm not actually sure. Because I've never been
Because
here
I've never
before.
been here before.
There's always a first time, young man. I'm sure you will manage.
Perhaps. But I'm sure it would be a lot easier if you just helped me, young lady.
I suppose you think you're highly amusing. I'm very busy. And I'm
Oh,
not
I see,
being
you're
paid
very
for teaching
busy.
people how to use a library.
Really, what are you being paid for? Actually. Now, what are you sitting here
What are you
for if
sitting
you won't
here
even
for
help
if you
me?
won't even help me?
I'm sitting
Get the
here to
face
make
for last,
sure
it's
no
dessert.
books
Makes
are
sense.
stolen. I can't do people's research for them as well.
Don't you have a
Don't
security
you have
system?
a security system?
Yes, we do. The trouble is, it only reports a theft. Someone has to catch the thief and confront him, don't they?
True. And that someone is you?
Naturally. And believe me, I can be very unpleasant to deal with.
Oh, I believe you.
Believe you.
That's one time I'm very glad that the writing agreed with me. Congrats, Shan, for being the Schrodinger's drunk. I'll see what I can do myself then.
I'll see what I can do by myself then.
You do that.
So I guess I'm gonna have to find a way to steal a book. Get rid of her. Not like I have a library card or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kill this old man so I can get to the register or whatever it's called.
Excuse me, sir. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Oh,
What
what
are
you
you
doing,
doing?
buddy?
Eh? Studying. Can't you see?
Oh. How odd! That's just what I was supposed to
How
do.
odd. That's just what I was planning to do.
Oh, yes? Well, then go ahead.
You're occupying the computer. I can't study anything here.
What? Oh, just a sec.
You
Take
seem
a
to be
short
working
break.
on rather a strenuous project. Shouldn't you take a short break?
A break?
That goes
Out
on,
of the
Shadow.
question. Every second counts. My critics are just waiting for delays so that they can put them across as weaknesses to their readers. The Hastings
All right, Sun
Principle
Shadow, have fun.
must be published on schedule.
I think I've been waiting long enough.
Ah, now, what do you know about waiting? The vast
I know that it's
continuum
boring.
of space and time, elucidated in the string theory, knows no waiting. Only the concept of being as a trace of existence in the parallel stream of the ever concurrent. You ought to know that, young man.
Yes, I'm aware of that. That's what I wanted to look things
Yes,
up.
I'm aware of that. That's what I wanted to look up.
Indeed. A colleague in the field. Well, well. Tell me, what do you make of the string theory's applicability with regard to Luhmann's polysystems? Do you believe that the previous reception of the world's early history should be re-examined on the basis of this theory?
I think possibly.
Possibly. That's an interesting approach. I should mention that in my next book. The Hastings Uncertainty Principle. Brilliant! Thank you, my friend. I must check up on this theory. There must be vast amounts of literature to be found.
Couldn't I help you with
Couldn't
your
I
research?
help you with your research?
No, that's not possible. The subject is simply far too complex. I don't even quite understand what results my research may lead to myself yet.
So, planning a big publication?
Planning a big publication?
Yes, I am. That'll teach my rivals. The Hastings Principle
All right, Shan.
will go down in history. I'm working on volume 14 at the moment.
Of how many?
32.
So, you're not going to let me use the computer?
So you're not going to let me use the computer?
No, I'm sorry. I can't. My work is extremely urgent. Why don't you take a look in the card index box?
But I'll never find anything in there.
Whatever. I need this computer, and that is that.
Don't you have your own? I'm confiscating this computer!
This is taking far too long. I'm confiscating this computer for my investigations.
Oh, you're a policeman. Are you threatening me? Are you trying to encroach upon the freedom of science? I'm sure that my friend, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, will be very interested to hear that. What was your name again?
Lowry.
My name is beside the point. I need that computer.
Ah, now you're getting worried, aren't you? Yes, that's authorities for you. When you threaten them with higher authorities, they soon knuckle under. So be patient, my friend. I won't be finishing here for some time yet. And I'm certainly not letting the police tell me when I can work or not.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
All right then, Professor. I've got work to do.
Good. Make yourself useful. Carpe diem, I always say.
Yeah.
Which one?
Carpe diem.
Which one?
I don't know what
Which
carping
one?
means. Throwing a fish at someone. So how do I kill him? I'm assuming that's the answer. I don't have matches anymore, Shan.
They don't seem to be sorted by author. There must be thousands of books in here.
Killing him is too easy. Finesse and continence. Right, I'm a druid now. I could just eat him. A shit ton of books. They're probably different categories. Yeah, I wish I had salt. That would be my first attempt at everything. If I had salt, I would just throw shit at people.
The Roman monetary system and fiscal policies. At least 10 copies.
Well, I have a book.
They don't seem to be... There must be thousands of books in here. Which one?
Yeah, maybe I can use that book to whack the guy on the head. Or I had a very stupid idea. Pause. If I could plant a book on him, get him to go outside, he would not be able to return. But how do I get him outside? I think I'm onto something, because the whole fucking security system, they've made a big deal about that. Now comes the question, how do I get him outside? If I can find clues from the outside. Deliver a pizza? That's a possibility. If I had a phone number, that would be a possibility.
This is it. Oxford University Library.
If this was his car, but I don't think I can go there. I would, you know, try to get the what's the word? Alarm. Oh, I can go there. And it has an alarm. I'm fairly certain yes.
It's locked.
How do I trigger it? Just punch the fucking car.
It's locked. No, I would only scratch everything. Doesn't fit. Would have surprised me. It would have surprised me if it had worked like that. You could hurt yourself with those.
Alright. Ah!
No, better not.
That's open.
That doesn't work. I can't see any connection there. No way.
Now I need to figure out, I'm probably gonna
That
need
doesn't work.
something that I can... Yeah, there's a bucket in the fishing rod.
That's futile as well. It won't. I thought it. I can't do that. I don't. That won't. I can't. The shears ruined. I can't. I'd rather that won't. It won't work like that.